So once again, a very warm welcome. It's a pleasure to be your host for this presentation. I do believe we are going to have a very good time. We want to continue with our conversation on the journey of money, and we basically share this opportunity with as many people as possible. So we continue to discuss the journey which money has taken, and as we are all aware, we are on the fourth revolution, having gone through the barter trade system and having experienced the second revolution, which was the industrial revolution of the 17 and 1800s, where the world was introduced to the use of paper money as the medium of exchange. We also have been able to witness the digital revolution, which is basically the third revolution or the internet revolution. And we all know the beauty of the internet today. It has completely revolutionized the way we look at life. It has completely changed the way we do business. And tonight we continue to look at the fourth revolution, which is basically the blockchain revolution. Now, in a nutshell, the definition of a blockchain is basically a system of recording information in a way that makes it difficult or impossible to change, hack, or cheat the system. And the blockchain is essentially a digital ledger of transactions that is duplicated and distributed across the entire network of computers on the blockchain. And that is so important because it is basically an enhancement of the internet as we know it, but it happens in a manner that it gives power back to the ordinary person, because then nobody has monopoly of your data, where they can use your data to profile you, where they can use your data to target you for anything specifically like what we see on the internet. And so we want to understand this space we are in, because it introduces us to three very important aspects of our lives and of our information, which is basically security, transparency, and decentralization. And that means that there is no single authority on the planet that has control over this system, and that is exactly where power is given back to the ordinary person. Now, when we talk about this technology, we cannot talk about it without talking about the money that is operating in this space. As we all know, every revolution that has happened in the world came with a set of currencies. The barter trade system used to use goods and services for goods and services. The industrial revolution introduced the paper money. The digital revolution introduced us to the e-money and the concept of e-commerce. And the blockchain technology is introducing us to yet another set of currencies, which is what we call cryptocurrencies. And of course, the most important cryptocurrency as we know of today is Bitcoin, which was introduced with the aim of beating inflation. As a result, Bitcoin behaves as a store of value. It is a very limited resource, because at the end of the day, we are aware that there is going to be only 21 million Bitcoin. So you can imagine, in a population of almost 8 billion people, a time is coming when all of us will be required to use Bitcoin for us to be able to trade in the marketplace. And as a result, anybody who will have Bitcoin, the value will continue to go up as the demand rises and supply is limited. The second most popular cryptocurrency is Ethereum, and Ethereum introduces us to dimension or another perspective, in the sense of it is an open source platform. And an open source platform basically means, over and above it being a currency, you can write other programs, or you can allow other programs to run on it. And that means at the end of the day, as the world comes to terms with this technology, there's going to be an emerging community of what we call decentralized digital application users. And as the demand rises for these kind of applications, we expect the value of Ethereum and any other cryptocurrency that is an open source platform to continue appreciating in value. The third cryptocurrency that I want to talk about tonight, which is going to be basically in the center of our interest, is what we call BUSD. And BUSD basically belongs to a category of coins which we refer to as stable coins. Now, stable coins are coins whose value is pegged to the dollar. Now, the importance of that is that it gives us business stability and predictability. Now, according to the World Economic Forum, there is an anticipation that in the next coming 7 years or so, the usage of this underlying technology, which we call blockchain, is going to grow by over 300,000%. And one of the most prominent people we know in the planet, Mr. Warren Buffett, has endorsed this technology and called it ingenious. Now, for us to understand what that kind of a growth basically means, let us look at what the adoption curve, as you can see it on my screen. Now, according to any technology that has been introduced in the marketplace, and you can think about the internet as a technology, and for us who are familiar with the M-Pesa product, you can think about the M-Pesa itself as an internet-based technology, and they all go through what we call the normal adoption curve. And in the normal adoption curve, there are three critical phases. First, there's the innovations phase, then there's the takeoff phase, and then there is the saturation phase. Now, in the innovation phase, this is where developers develop this technology and they try and test to see what works and what does not work. And in the last 12 or so years, the blockchain technology has already gone through a lot of innovation. A lot of things have been proven to work and others have been proven to not work. And therefore, that is why we can have this conversation, because we already know that a change is taking place underneath, and we just need to understand what exactly is happening and what is working and how can we take advantage of it. The next phase, of course, is the takeoff space. And the takeoff stage is basically where you have people starting to understand what's going on, and the world starts getting attracted to that change. And you can imagine this is what happened to the internet, for example, around the year 2000. Since then, in the last 21 years or so, a lot of the world population has learned that they cannot survive without internet, and they have been adopting the internet over time. And this is a kind of a growth we are going to experience in the next coming 6 to 7 years, according to the World Economic Forum. The 300,000% growth is predicted to take place in this phase. This is where a lot of people will start appreciating that they can actually adopt this technology and run their businesses on this technology. This is where they start appreciating that they need these cryptocurrencies to be able to buy goods and services in the marketplace. Now, the third stage is what we call the saturation stage. This is where essentially the rest of the people come in. And by the time they are coming in, they are not necessarily coming in because they want to come in. They are coming in because they are required to come in, because that is where we have gone. For example, as we know today, a lot of us, wherever we are on the planet, we no longer walk into shops to do our basic shopping. Most of us, we know that we do our shopping online and everything is delivered at our doorstep. Now, a lot of people don't do that because they are making money, but they do it because of convenience. And that is what is going to happen with the majority of the people on the planet. A day will come when they will realize that they cannot make it without this technology. And so they will be coming as a result of necessity. Now, this is where the interesting bit is. Anybody who comes in at this early adoption stage, at the time of takeoff, you're going to be the biggest beneficiary as the rest of the world comes in. Because like we have looked at these cryptocurrencies, if you pay a lot of attention and you understand how they work, they are going to, most of them are behaving as store of value. So over time, they are going to keep appreciating in value as people are crossing over. And that is why we are excited about having this conversation, because we may have missed out on the internet moment, we may have missed out on the M-Pesa moment, but we have this opportunity now and we cannot afford to miss out. Now, we always like to refer all our listeners to the website on coinmarketcap.com, because this is a site that gives you real data on how each cryptocurrency is behaving in the marketplace. At the moment, the total market capitalization is actually over $1.5 trillion. And you can see on a daily basis, almost over 200 billion worth of assets are changing hands. The market leader in that space, of course, is Bitcoin, which again is followed by Ethereum, and then our Binance coin comes in fourth. But because tonight you're interested in the BUSD, you can see BUSD has grown in market share. At the moment, it stands at around number 11. Now, the graph here on my screen right now goes to show you how these currencies have behaved over time. Remember, I said at the introductory bit that these cryptocurrencies are stores of value. They have been appreciating in value over time as people get to appreciate them and get to understand them. For example, if you look at this chart of Bitcoin, up to around mid 2017, Bitcoin was valueless. But from that time up to around where we are right now, it is at around $42,000 per coin. So you can imagine if you had owned this cryptocurrency before 2017, when it had not much value, your value or your asset has grown exponentially, and it is expected to continue growing going forward. Now, you can look at the chart of Ethereum and you can notice that the trend is exactly the same. And actually, most of the cryptocurrencies that have already been proven to be value adding have all been following this kind of a trend. Now, that is very important for you to appreciate, because if you are able to invest in this space with a long-term view in mind, you can imagine how your wealth is going to grow in leaps and bounds, as long as you're patient and you give the market time to do what the market does. Now, we also like to compare the performance of these cryptocurrencies with specifically the wealth of Africa and Kenya in particular. And according to Wikipedia, the wealth of Africa today is predicted to be at around $2.6 trillion. As to whether that is correct or not, I mean, let's just take that at face value. But I want you to pay attention to the GDP of our economy, Kenya, as at the December 2020. According to the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, the wealth of Kenya, or the GDP of Kenya, was $101 billion. And it has taken us over 58 years of independence to be able to build that kind of wealth. But I want you to pay attention to what is happening in this space of blockchain technology. Bitcoin alone has grown more than 7 times the GDP of Kenya in the last 10 or so years. Ethereum has grown more than 3 times the GDP of the economy of Kenya, and Binance is at roughly half the GDP of Kenya. Now, that is very important for anybody who is paying attention to this space, because, and you can put, depending on where you're listening from on this call, you can put the GDP of your economy on this chart and ask yourself, how long has it taken your country or your economy or that you're in to grow that kind of wealth? And you can contrast that with how this particular economy is unfolding. If you're in Kenya, for example, like I am in Kenya, it baffles me that Bitcoin has grown by such leaps and bounds within such a period of time. So if I was to give it the next 58 years like it has taken my country, what kind of wealth will people be able to create? By what magnitude is this economy going to grow? So the question then I have to ask myself is, if that is where real growth is happening, why would I not want to participate in that space? And why would I not want to generate wealth that can change my family and change my destiny and the destiny of my communities and my societies? And that is why we're very, very excited about this conversation. Now, when it comes to this space, it's very important for you to appreciate that there are going to be so many opportunities to make money, but there are also going to be moments where you can lose money if you don't understand what you're doing. Now, let me give you in a nutshell an industry overview of how people have lost money and how people are likely to lose money if they do not self-educate. One of the easiest ways to lose money is to participate in tokens. Now, in tokens, in this case, I mean coins that are under development, that are not yet launched in the marketplace. As we all know, a lot of people have put in their money, have believed in projects like those, and the projects have failed to take off, or when the coin has been released in the market, it has died a natural death. Now, if you have invested in your money in that space without doing your proper due diligence, then you stand a chance of losing money. The other one, of course, is by participating in mining. And we know that mining in the last 3 or so years was a very lucrative space. Now, mining, of course, continues to be a part of this industry, and it is not going to go anywhere. But the thing is, If you're participating in mining, then you need to participate with the big boys. If you're participating with companies that come and try to mobilize retailers like you and I to pull our resources together, then unfortunately we are not able to compete effectively, because this is a very capital intensive business and it requires a lot of resources. So a lot of the big shots have taken over that space, and therefore many other people who have very genuine intentions are not able to effectively compete, and they end up going under, and they go under with people's money, or the kind of returns that you get are not exactly what you thought you were going to get, and you might get very disappointed. The other one, of course, are the return on investment programs. And basically, this is any program where somebody tells you either they trade in cryptocurrencies or they mine or whatever it is they do in the space of cryptocurrencies. But the point is, they will always guarantee you a return of a certain percentage of your investment, and the guarantee could be on a daily basis or on a weekly basis or even on a monthly basis or biannually. Now, the thing is, any return on investment programs, unless you're certain, you can do your proper due diligence to understand who are the people behind it. What do they do exactly what they promise to do? If you're not able to do that and understand really what the model is and exactly where they are investing their money, most of them, as we know, have ended up going under with people's money, and they have left a lot of people disappointed. Now, on the other hand, if you invest yourself in knowledge and skills, you can make a lot of money in this space. One of the easiest ways to make money, which could be controversial for some people, is by trading price. And basically, this is what you hear people talk about forex trading. The same way you can trade fiat currencies, you buy low and sell high. If you acquire that skill and you understand it very well, you can be able to come in this space of cryptocurrencies and you trade and you make a lot of money. But let me put a disclaimer. Statistics have it that 96% of retail traders lose money. So if you have to come into this space, investing in knowledge and understanding is a must. If you don't do that, you might be very disappointed. The other one, of course, is you can buy and hold. For example, we have just seen that all through from 2014 to around 2017, Bitcoin had not much value. But today, Bitcoin has put so much money in people's pockets, because when you're buying and holding, time becomes your best friend. If you're patient enough, you have the capital to buy these assets and you give them time. Over time, they are going to put in wealth in your pocket like you have never thought of or imagined. Now, the other one, of course, is you participate in smart contracts. And the rest of my presentation, I want to basically take you through a smart contract. And the beauty of working with a smart contract is, number one, you do not require a lot of capital. Number two, you don't have to necessarily give it a lot of time like buying and holding. Instead, it's a system that helps you to be able to build a portfolio over time, starting from as low as $5, and over time you can be able to build a very big portfolio. But also the other thing is, it can also unlock income that can help you with your day-to-day living, and at the same time help you to build wealth, which you can reinvest in many other places. So let me take you through the specific smart contract I want to talk about tonight. But before I look at it, I want you to have a basic understanding of what a smart contract is. Now, according to Investopedia, a smart contract is a programming code that is self-operating. It is placed directly on the blockchain. It cannot be hacked or stopped, and once deployed, it cannot be changed. This means it does not require an admin or a company to run it, because it's a self-programming code. It runs on its own, and it does exactly what it is programmed to do. So tonight, I want to welcome you to our smart contract, which is the world's 100% decentralized smart contract called Forsage. Now, Forsage smart contract has already been in the marketplace, and a lot of people have been very big beneficiaries, I being one of those people, and we have not even started. We have barely scratched the surface. This smart contract was first introduced in the market in February of 2020 on the Ethereum coin. So a lot of us are already investors in that space, and we are building our Ethereum portfolio, and we're even using some of the gains from Ethereum to reinvest in other cryptocurrencies. The same smart contract was launched in September on the second coin called Tron. So again, I know a lot of people who are already invested in Tron, and they've been able to make a lot of money in the last almost 1 year, money that is significantly changing their lifestyles and the lives of those that they love. Now, the same smart contract was launched at the beginning of June on the Binance Smart Chain on the BUSD stablecoin. And that is what I want us to look at tonight. Now, before we look at it, let us just basically go through what it means to invest in a decentralized environment or in a decentralized project. And like in the traditional business models as we have been exposed to, which are all centralized, which means they've been created by somebody, their physical addresses, their CEOs, their companies, they employ people to monitor the system. You have to initiate, you have to request a withdrawal to access your money. And like that, which is what we are familiar with, in a decentralized environment, even the creators of these programs or the creators of these cryptocurrencies, the minute they deploy them on the blockchain, they lose control. That means this program, the smart contract or these cryptocurrencies are self-programming. They perpetuate themselves. They don't need anyone to drive them. There are no admins needed. There are no management decisions. You cannot lose your funds, and we are going to look at why. And then, of course, the other most beautiful thing about smart contract is you get instant payout anytime you close a business, and you have the opportunity to determine the kind of income you want to earn. There is no limitation. In the centralized system, somebody always determines how much money you can take home, but in a decentralized environment, there is no limitation of that nature. And again, because this is running on blockchain technology, we know that there is always 100% transparency. Now, let us look then at our smart contract. Our smart contract presents us with 4 opportunities. The first opportunity or the first program is what we call the X3 program. The second one is the X4, the triple X, and the X Gold. But as I'm presenting this tonight, we have access to the first 3 programs. The X Gold program is yet to be released. So let me show you what that means and how that works and how you can use this to build your crypto portfolio, particularly on the BUSD stablecoin. Now, the X3 and the X4 program and the triple X program, our new real estate. Remember, land is a finite resource, and a lot of people love to invest in land, but there is so much land you can have access to, and that is why land keeps appreciating in value. So we have now transitioned from buying physical land, and we are now investing our real estate on the blockchain technology. So our 3 programs are basically like owning 3 blocks of flats, and each of these blocks has 12 units in it. The X3 program has 12 units, X4 has 12 units, and the triple X has 12 units. Now, the X3 and the X4 program are like 2 identical blocks. For example, the smallest unit on this X3 and X4 is only worth 5 BUSD. Now, because we have said 1 BUSD is equivalent to $1, so for you to purchase and own that unit, you only need to invest $5. Now, the second unit on both X3 and X4 doubles in value from 5 BUSD to 10 BUSD. The third doubles in value from 10 to 20. It goes doubling in value such that your most expensive unit on either of the blocks is $9,900. Now, on the triple X, you still have the same model. You have 12 units, but the prices vary slightly because they use what we call Fibonacci numbers. Now, basically, Fibonacci number, that is not even very relevant because the number is already there. For example, the smallest unit is equivalent to $8. The second one is $15. The third one is $29. It goes increasing in value such that your 12th unit is equivalent to $96. Now, so your investment in this program, I'll talk about the three that exist. We'll talk about the gold when it is made available. Now, your investment in this program is to come and buy all these units. Now, if you're able to raise $20,000, you can buy each one of them at a go. But because most of us don't have that kind of money, we start with what we have, and you start by buying the smallest unit up to where your money can stretch. So you invest, but the goal is to own the whole thing, because you only buy it once. And once you have finished buying, because it's on the blockchain and it will never go anywhere, for the rest of your life, you are going to be generating income in form of BUSDs, and you'll be able to build a portfolio that can help you finance a lot of dreams. But now the question is, okay, I have spent my money, I have invested, I have bought these units, I own them. How do I unlock value? How do I make money? Let me demonstrate to you how the three programs work, because they work slightly different. And I'm going to start with the X3 program. Now, the X3 program, I've said the smallest unit that any one of us will ever buy, which is, once you start to invest, you must start by buying the smallest unit. It will only cost you 5 BUSDs. Now, this particular program enables you to make direct referrals. So the first person that you will ever refer is also going to come and acquire their own unit, and it will only cost them 5 BUSDs. But guess what? Because this is a smart contract and it is not controlled by any company, 100% of what the first prospect you ever bring into this business spends is paid to you instantly on the spot. Now, at that point in time, I want you to notice you will have recovered your investment in full. Even if you were to walk away from that business, you are already at risk free, but you cannot walk away. This is a business that you want to do today and do in the future. So if you go ahead and you refer a second person directly under yourself, the second person is also going to spend 5 BUSD, and guess what? 100% of what they invest is going to be paid to you again on the spot. So you can imagine, if in one day you are able to refer to people, you are going to recover your investment in full, and you're already going to be at 100% profit. Then you continue and do a third referral. Now, the third referral gives you what we call a re-entry. And in short, what the third referral does, it repurchases this unit for you so that you don't have to buy it again, and therefore the payment from your third referral goes to what we call the ecosystem. And the ecosystem is it could go and pay anybody up there. It could be the person who referred you to the program, or anybody else who already owns the similar unit like you do. Now, at that point in time, you will have finished what we call a cycle. So you notice in this program, to finish a cycle, you only need 3 referrals. And the most beautiful thing is, out of every cycle of 3 referrals, you will always pay yourself 200% first and foremost, and then you pay the ecosystem the 100%. And then you start again. So you can now bring in your 4th referral, your 5th referral, and your 6th referral repurchases for you, and you bring your 7th, your 8th, and your 9th, and you keep doing that in perpetuity. There is absolutely no limit as to the number of people you can introduce in this program. Now, allow me to say this. You notice with this program, there is nothing called a joining fee. There is nothing called a monthly fee. There is no timeline within which you must be able to meet certain targets. You grow your business at the pace you want to grow it. There is no withdrawal required here, because this money that you earn, it is credited to your personal wallet instantly. Now, remember I said the whole idea is to be able to buy the whole thing once, so that now going forward, you keep earning from it. The second unit we said is double in value. That basically means, assume when you are investing in this program, you only had 5 BUSDs. And now you need to buy the second unit, which will cost you double, 10 BUSD. You don't have to necessarily go back to your pocket to get your 10 BUSD so that you can buy the second unit. What you can do instead is you just refer the first two people who will give you exactly what you need to buy the second unit. So you imagine in this business, once you buy the second unit, the very same people that you referred who bought the first unit, you also encourage them to do exactly what you're doing. And guess what? Your first referral again returns your investment in full. Your second referral puts you at 100% in profit. Your third referral repurchases for you this unit, gives you a re-entry, and you start the cycle again. All of our 12 units on the X3 program work exactly like that. Now, let me show you how our X4 program works. Again here, I want you to notice you again earn 100% of what every prospect in your business invests. But the X4 program enables you to earn directly from your personal effort and indirectly from the group effort. Let me show you how. So again, the first unit, it will only cost you 5 BUSD. Now, the first two referrals you onboard, you first and foremost pay the ecosystem. Unlike on X3, this is exactly the opposite. You first pay the ecosystem. But the third, the fourth, and the fifth referral, whether they are your direct referrals or indirect referrals, each one of them pays you 100% of what they invest. Again, your sixth referral gives you a re-entry, repurchases for you this slot, so that now you can repeat that cycle. So in a cycle on the X4 program, you are going to earn 300%, and then you're going to pay the ecosystem 300%. Now, this money you're paying to the ecosystem is exactly what the ecosystem does to you. So it keeps on paying you back because other people are also paying the ecosystem. So for example, you could have put in 2 people and you're still working on getting your other third, fourth, and the fifth referrals. And as you're doing that, because the rest of the team are also paying the ecosystem, part of the money they pay in the ecosystem comes and populates your matrix. So long as somebody lands on this matrix and lands on this unit here, and on this unit here, and on this unit here, they each pay you instantly. So the thing that is different on the X4 program is the ability to earn directly from the ecosystem, from the group effort. Again, notice the second unit is exactly double in value. You don't need to go back to your pocket to get more money to buy that unit. By the time you're finishing a cycle on this unit, you have already recovered your investment and you are at 200% over and above in profit. Take that money, purchase the second unit, because you know what? Chances are the people who paid you on this unit are also going to pay you on this other unit, but now they pay you double the value. So again, all our units on the X4 program work exactly like that. Now let us look at how our Triple X program works. Now the Triple X program, you notice as we advance, we are creating different levels of depth. So here we have 3 levels. So the structure changes a bit. Now on this particular program, for you to finish what we call a cycle, you need 14 referrals. Again, this gives you a chance to earn directly from your effort and also indirectly from your group effort. Now, the beauty with this program is the payments are split into percentages. The first 2 people who land on your first level, they will always pay the ecosystem, so you do not earn from them. But the second level, where you have a total of 4 referrals, each person pays you 30% of the value of that unit. The third level, where we have a total of 8 referrals, each pays you 70%. So when you add up the 120% and the 560%, you end up earning 680% of what you invested on that unit. However, the last two referrals on the second and the third level go towards repurchasing your unit, which then basically means 100% is deducted from your 680. You take home 580%. Now, that is an incredible way of doing business, guys. And I'm telling you, you can be able to unlock so much value, especially because a lot of these payments on this program come from the group effort. You can imagine anybody who invests on this program, their payment is always split into two, and it goes to pay two people. So you can imagine how many, depending on how many people you want to put in your team, each person will be coming and paying you a certain percentage. Now, that brings me to how the three programs work. Now, to help you get started, we have proposed packages that are just guides on what kind of investment you need to put in so that you can be able to get started in this journey, and we are willing to work with you and help you grow your business. Now, what we recommend is when you come in, participate in all the three programs, because you have seen they slightly work differently. Some of them you earn so much more from the group effort, and you don't want to miss out on such an opportunity. And of course, the X3 program, you need to do a bit more of your personal effort. So you could come in and decide to buy two units of each program, which will only cost you 53 BUSD or $53. Now, if you're here in Kenya, that is only 6,000 Kenya shillings. Now, clearly, with this kind of income, we can help demonstrate to you what kind of value you can be able to unlock by just getting three people to duplicate themselves and do exactly what you have done. You'll be able to unlock a lot of value. Or you could come in and just buy 3 units of each program. That will cost you 122 BUSDs or $122, and in Kenya that's about 14,000 Kenya shillings. Or you can now increase, go to buy 4 levels, depending on how much money you can afford to invest. That is about $259 or 30,000 Kenya shillings. Or you can do 5 levels, that's about $530 or 61,000 Kenya shillings. Or if you go to level 6, that will cost you $1,061, which in Kenya is about 122,000 shillings. Or you can come and buy 7 level units of each program. That will cost you $2,112. In Kenya, that's roughly 243,000 Kenya shillings. 8 levels, that's $4,191. 9 levels, that's $8,249. So you can see there is no limitation basically as to how much money you can invest. It depends on your pocket. Now, clearly, a lot of us go spending $53 in a restaurant and we forget about it. We walk away. But we are telling you, with $53, you can start your journey on this program. And in the next 1 year, your life will be barely recognizable. I want to say this. A lot of people, irrespective of where they are on the planet, because of how COVID has ravaged financial markets, a lot of people have lost their incomes. A lot of people are working on half pay. A lot of people have been rendered poor. Now, we are telling you there is an economy growing faster than the GDP of your country, and you do not need to break the bank to be able to invest in this program. You need as little as $53. So the ball is in our courts. Once you have understood how you can get started, let me give you additional benefits when you choose to be part of our team right here. One of the things we do is that when you come into a presentation like this as a guest and you listen, whether you invest or not, we are going to give you some basic training. And one of the key things we are going to do is to help you understand how to create a custodial wallet. We teach you how to buy and sell cryptos in the market, and we can give you access to our crypto academy for you to just learn what is going on. The second level is if you come in and invest and you go to level 4 on the 3 programs as they exist right now, we shall give you special exclusive training on number 1, attraction marketing. And basically, attraction marketing is very important for us at this point in time, because you don't want to be chasing after people to listen to your ideas. You want to position yourself in a manner that people are so attracted to what you're doing that they'll be seeking you out. That is what attraction marketing is. Number 2 is personal development, because we all know whether you are an employee or an employer or an entrepreneur or a stay-at-home mom or whatever it is that you do, everything begins and ends in the mind. If you're in the right mindset, there is nothing you cannot conquer. So we do a lot of personal development training, and we do this for free. We don't charge you anything. Now, if you come in and invest up to level 7, you will have access to our special training on DeFi. And DeFi basically means decentralized finance. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where the world is going. If the World Economic Forum is telling you this technology is going to grow by 300,000%, then you owe it to yourself to understand what exactly is the world talking about, and that is what our training on DeFi is basically all about. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I come to the end of my presentation, but before I go, I want to encourage you, irrespective of where you are on the planet, to please make sure you have created for yourself a crypto wallet in case you don't have one. And the most recommended crypto wallets that work perfectly well with our smart contract is, of course, the Ken Pocket or MetaMask or the Trust Wallet. Feel free to download any of those wallets, and if you need further guidance from us, feel free to hit our inbox and we'll be able to guide you on how to do that. The next thing is we shall teach you how to buy BUSDs on the Binance exchange. So we'll help you and guide you on how to create a Binance account, help you get it verified, and then we teach you how you can buy and sell, so that once you start making money, you don't need to rely on anyone. You can be able to go to the exchange directly, buy for yourself or sell for yourself, and liquidate your money and use it for whatever purpose you wish to. And then, of course, whoever invited you on this call will be able to share a Forsage link to help you get started in this program. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I come to the end of my presentation. But before I go, I want to specifically address you, and I will tell you this. You may be hearing this for the first time, and you may be thinking, where have I been? I want to be part of this journey. And therefore you could be an A. You're ready to get started. All you need is to be sent a referral link. So the person who invited you on this call will gladly share with you the referral link, and they'll guide you on how to get started. Or you could be a B and you're saying, oh my goodness, I have had this information maybe for the first time, and I think I have maybe 1 or 2 questions or clarifications. Feel free to reach any one of us. You can hit us on our inboxes, you can hit us on our emails or on our WhatsApp groups, or whatever means you can get through to us. Ask whatever questions you have, and we shall be able to help you clarify and help you begin your journey. Or you could be a C and you're saying, oh my goodness, I love the idea, but maybe I am not ready right now. Guess what? We love people like you, because you have taken your time to listen to this presentation, and we know you're going to walk away knowing something that you didn't know. When you're ready, we are right here, and we shall be able to help you get started. So with that, I come to the end of my presentation, and I do hope that I'll be able to see all of you as business partners, and we'll be able to walk this journey together. So unless there's any question, which maybe somebody would want to shoot on the chat box, feel free to give comments or questions or clarifications, and I will be able to answer them according to my ability. But with that, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate you taking your time. God bless you. See you. Remember, we do these presentations every day at our local time, 8 p.m. East African time. We also have our offices, which are based in Kileleshwa here in Nairobi. We receive guests there. We can be able to receive you and your guests and help you understand and get started. And then maybe coming to a city or a town near you. So stay tuned, follow us on all our social media accounts, and you'll be able to know where we are going next. Let us build this business together and let us change our lives. So with that, God bless you. I will be ending this call shortly. Thank you and God bless you.